Hey, Heidi here, and I am so excited. I have a cough. Hold on. Okay, as soon as I go live, of course, I have a cough. I have an idea for you, and I want to share with you and also paint live with you. But of course, I'm going to have a cough right this exact moment. So I may have to go get some more water because I'm about to drink all of that one. Okay, so I have an idea. So a lot of you have downloaded the free gnome. I'm actually going to show you how you can do a practice party to take away the stress. So if you would let me know in the comments if you already teach paint parties or if you are just now thinking about that. Hey, Carol. Hey, Lisa. Sorry, I coughed right off the bat. Sometimes when you I think it's from this. I just made this yesterday and I think I'd inhaled some of the flour dust or something. I don't know what it was for sure what happened, but I think I did like a big inhale right before that. So I'm going to show you from start to finish. And I want to make sure that you know how to do this as a practice party to take away the pressure. Okay. So what do I mean by a practice paint party? I mean, you are not going to charge anybody. You're going to grab a friend, a family member, whatever, and you're going to teach them how to paint what I am about to teach you right now. So I have the 4x12 canvases. You can get them in 3-packs. They're Artist Loft from Michael's or online. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Kimberly. Yeah, let me know if you're already doing paint parties or if you're wanting to start, but you're nervous. If you want to get a free tracer, a gnome tracer, I can't guarantee it will be this one, but you will get a free one if you click the link in the description, okay? Oh yeah, it is a horse, Brenda. It is. Yesterday I painted and created all day. So I'm going to be sharing a bunch of these with Paint Party Headquarters. I'm also going to be sharing this one, which is almost done again with Paint Party Headquarters as well. So if you're in Paint Party Headquarters, make sure to do a hashtag PPHQ so I can say hi to you. Okay, so for those of you that are nervous about doing a paint party, I just want you to take the pressure off right now. Let's collectively take a deep breath. Okay, now all I want you to do is go get a 3-pack, grab a couple family and friends. You can grab your tracer paper. So it's just a piece of tracer. And you can grab the tracer that you can get for free. The link is in the description. And see, I don't even care about it being the exact size. I'm just going to print it exactly like it was. Hey, Carol. Hey, Annie. Hey, Debbie. Oh my gosh, we have so many Paint Party Headquarters on here. I love it. Then I'm going to find a pencil in the mix of all my junk here. And then I'm just going to trace it. Now, before I trace the whole thing, I always double check. Always double check that you're on the right way, because I can't tell you how many times I've traced it with the graphite paper being on the wrong way. Okay. So you're just going to trace this. And y'all, if you have not gotten one of my free gnome templates yet, there is an option. So you click the link in the description. There is an option if you want to buy 10 of these templates for $10. You don't have to buy them. Okay, please hear me out. You don't have to buy them, but if you want to do all of them, you can buy them all for $10. So I'm going to just kind of trace this a little bit. You can trace all of it for your paint party guest, or like I said, for your practice party, just for maybe you have a sister, maybe you have a mom, a aunt, and whoever, and just have them over and literally do exactly what I'm doing right now with you. Okay. The reason why is because it is going to take off so much pressure and it's going to make you actually move forward a little bit faster. Because if you don't do a practice party, again, a practice party is a free party. You're not charging. So you can see here, I traced it. Took me hardly any time. And then I can go there. Yeah, you can go to Staples. Yes, thank you, Rose. Very cool. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just paint this sucker, okay? I'm going to go off road. So here's here's what it looks like, but I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm going to paint the background, and I'm going to do some birch trees. I was inspired by another one of our paint party headquarter members who took some of the gnomes and just kind of went rogue. And so I'm going to kind of be inspired by her and just kind of go rogue on my own. So again, just because the tracer is a certain way, your paint party guests, you want them to have fun and do whatever they want to do. So I'm going to be using, the first paint color is called Sea Breeze. Sea Breeze. Can you get the gnome at Staples? Yeah, you could have them print it if you want. If you don't have a printer, you could have them print it. So all you do, if you want to get the free tracers, just click the link in the description. It's right there for you. Can somebody test it? I'm hoping it's okay. Hello, Tammy. Oh, thank you. I know I'm trying to not use my right foot, for those of y'all that heard my story about my falling off of 2 steps. Oh my gosh. Getting old is not for the weak. Let me tell you that. I was like, oh, I'll just go for a quick walk. And then I literally fell down in agony. But I'm okay. I'm okay. It's still swollen a little bit. We're 2 weeks in, and it's still a little swollen, but the bruising's pretty much done. We've gotten through all that. So I feel a little bit better about that. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I'm going to just kind of paint this like here. And I can go over any of this I want, but the whole purpose of this Facebook Live with y'all, because I have a paint party tonight. So I'm actually getting ready to do a paint party. I may go live during the paint party just to show y'all. Let me know if you want me to. If you want to see like the paint party in action, let me know, and just put a big yes. And I would love to know if you are interested in that. If so, then y'all can see a paint party in action. But my whole purpose of this is, for those of you that are like terrified, you can see that all I did was I just printed this, which I give you. Oh, good. Thank you, Debbie. The link works great. And Patsy says, go live. Okay, good. Okay, Robin says yes. Okay, good. So I'll try to do that tonight so y'all can see it. But basically, I just grabbed it, traced it, and then I'm already off to the races painting it. I want to just take away, now I'm all in it. I just want to take away the scaredness of, oh, I got this free tracer, but I can't do anything with it. Well, yeah, you can. You're going to see here in just a few minutes. We're only 7 minutes in and I already have the background done, the sides done. I have it traced, everything. So for those of you that are like, I don't know, I'm nervous, blah, blah, blah. Well, just take action. When you start taking action through fear, even though you're scared, all of a sudden you'll realize that not only can you paint one gnome, but you can paint a whole basket of gnomes because they're so fun, and you start to get excited, and then next thing you know, you've painted a ton of gnomes. So like I said, when you get the free one, yeah, Patsy, it's going to be really quick. And this canvas size, you can get these at Michael's or online, Artist Loft 4x12, and you get them in a 3-pack. They're really, really fun to paint on too. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for a second. Oh, let me get this little spot. I'm going to switch to a liner brush. Get this little bitty spot right here. And the reason why I urge you to do your first paint party, oh, good. And Tanya says, love that. Just take action. LOL. I'm putting that on my mantra board. Yeah, I'm telling you how many times like people, they want to do something, but they just don't. Most of the world is too scared to take the first step. And I just want to encourage y'all to take the first step. It's not that scary when you do it. It seems terrifying when you first start it, but I promise you, if you start to take action through your fear, you're going to start to realize that it wasn't that scary. It wasn't as scary as you thought it would be. I might go pink with this. Hold on, I have an idea. For Christmas, I'm thinking a pinkish versus a red. What do y'all think? I'll see who votes the most. For the hat, should I go pink or should I go red? And it's going to be a Christmas design. Let me know what y'all think. So turquoise and red looks good. The pink and red. Oh, Patsy says pink, pink, pink. She voted 3 times. I like it. Pink. Oh, we got another pink. We got a lot of pink. Oh, everybody's pink. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to do the pink and show y'all just an idea. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm going to paint right over my lines because when you're up close to them, you can actually see them still. And then I'm going to make this one a girl. This gnome is going to be a girl gnome. Oh, got a lot of pink on my brush. Okay, so for those of y'all that are just joining us, if you want a free gnome tracer, the link is in the description. I'm talking to you today about a practice party. The reason why is so many times, you know, I do teach you how to do a magic script, how to actually book your first paint party with a profit from the very first party. But what I've noticed is a lot of people, they get very scared of that. So what I want to do is I want to let you off the hook. I want to give you a way to do this just with a friend or a family member. Take the pressure off and call it a practice party. Now, by doing that, you're going to be able to just do if you missed the first part, all I did was trace it. I'm literally showing you from step 1 to the finish. Okay. So you're going to see all of this. If you'll hang with me, I'll actually paint the entire thing with you. So I'm just going to paint this right here. I'm going to go over his beard a little bit and his shoes a little bit, just so I can make sure I get it all the way. Or her, because we're painting a girl gnome. I have a lot of boy gnomes, so we're going to do a girl gnome today. But I really just want to take that pressure off of you. And how cool would it be to just buy 3 of these, invite 2 people over, and literally paint at your house with a couple of friends or a family member. It's so important to just take that first step. Daphne says, I live in a small town and I'm worried that it won't do well. Well, Daphne, as much as, you know, living in a small town may seem scary, some of my biggest parties have been in the smallest towns, because there's nothing else to do. Also, a lot of times, and again, oh yeah, it has a beard. I need to take the beard off. Dang it. Thank you so much for saying that, Cheryl. I gotta take the beard off. I would have forgot. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. A lot of times too, we're worried about things that haven't even happened. So if I would have never taken action to do my paint parties, or never taken action for my surfboard painting business, oh my gosh, think way back whenever I went bankrupt and lost everything, and then started that hand painted surfboard business. If I would have never taken action because of my fear, because I was scared, none of this would have happened. I wouldn't be here talking to you today. So I really want y'all to remember, there's a lot of things I could even worry about right now with my business. There's a lot of things, you know, as the company grows, as, you know, more people join Paint Party headquarters, as, you know, I have a paint party tonight, as I'm trying to you know, do all of these different things. There are a zillion things I could worry about. But what I want to ask y'all is to not worry about things that haven't even happened yet. I think if you feel like a pool of, oh my gosh, this gnome is cute and I want to paint it and let me invite a friend, just take all the pressure off and just do that. Only that. How relieving is that to know that I just have one step? One step. Literally, just take one step and see what happens. You don't have to take 50 steps, because if we all knew what was coming, if we all knew what was happening, oh my gosh, thank God we don't, right? Thank God above we don't. Let's see. Darla says, I know at least 3 artists in my area doing paint parties. They're all in small towns near me. Oh, Darla, I love that. Yeah, I had somebody the other day that was so upset about having competition. And I was like, oh man, competition is greatness. That means what you're doing is valid. That means, you know, think about, I always talk about this, the bread aisle. Somebody had sent me a picture of the bread aisle one time. I'm going to actually mix bubblegum pink with cotton candy to get me a little bit of a different shade here for the ornament. But somebody sent this picture of the bread owl and was like, there's something for everybody. So I will never go to the grocery store the same ever. Because when I go, I see the bread aisle and I see that there's like 1,000 different types of bread. Think about hamburger joints. Think about, and I always say this wrong, but Whataburger. I always say Whataburger instead of Whataburger. But think about Dairy Queen, Whataburger, McDonald's. Name a couple of burger places you have in your town, right? There's so many. But if you were to sit there and go, well, somebody else opened up a hamburger place, so I can't do it. You have to go. It's valid because people are out there. There's competition because people want it. And you have to be creative. We're problem solvers. We're creatives. We can problem solve things. We can think of things. That first step is always scary, Patsy says, but once you take that first step, so much fun, even if it doesn't come out exactly like you think. Laugh at yourself and enjoy. Oh, Patsy, great comment. I love that. Very cool. Yeah, this is why I wanted to do this, to take the pressure off of you. I really wanted to take the pressure off of you and let you do a practice party, which basically just means that you're just going to practice. That means you're going to have a family member or your sister or a mom or a grandma or your husband or wife or whoever. And you're just going to say, hey, I got the supplies. Will you come over and paint with me? You're sitting at the table. It's not, formal. Nothing's formal about it. You have great music on, all of that. All of that. And then you paint. And that's it. It takes off all the pressure. All the pressure. Daphne, not willing to switch the day to do, and they cancel the whole thing. Oh, Daphne. So the way I teach whenever you start doing paint parties, I teach prepays. I don't do, like tonight, I have a paint party and it's already been paid for. They've already paid me. So I used to try to hold that risk. Now I'm like, nope, that is not a risk I'm holding. So the way I teach people to do it is to only have prepays. You're not showing up unless you've already been paid. And so people show up because they've already paid you. So yeah, I'd never say, oh, I'm going to have a party here. Hopefully you'll come. If you're doing the practice party, that's different. You're just having a family member or a friend come over and you're just painting together. Okay, so if you're just joining us, if you want let me find the good hair color. If you want one of the gnomes, I have a free tracer for you. In the free tracer, it does give you the option after you get the free tracer, if you would like to download and purchase 10 more gnome tracers. Now that's optional. You do not have to do that, but they're only $1 each if you want to purchase all 10 tracers. But you're going to get one for free. Okay. I'm going to just draw this on here for some braids for this little gnome lady. And then we're going to put some birch trees on here. All right, so we're just getting us a little bit of braids going. And braids are kind of like hearts. You just do like a little heart. And just kind of angle it. And then we'll add some shading on here in just a second. Okay, and then just a little heart. And once you remember, painting is all about getting kind of your base down, and then we're going to start adding a lot of fun to it. A bit of the tail of the hair right there. All right. Let's mix a little bit of this with a little white. And then just a dash of pink. We'll have us a nose color. Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, and here's the thing, too, about doing your practice party. The practice party has no risk. no risk at all other than you're buying a set of canvases and you're having a family member over. One of my friends, she actually, when they said, hey, you should, she has a very well-known studio and she had taught kids for a long time. And they said, you should do one for adults. And she's like, oh no, I can't teach adults. There's no way. And so she had her husband. She practiced with her husband. So I thought that was the greatest thing, that he just kind of hung out while she was able to practice her paint party skills. So again, it was just her and her husband in her kitchen, and that's all it was. And the size of canvas I'm using is a Artist Loft 4x12. So you can buy them in 3-packs. So then you can have 2 friends have your 3-packs, or just have one, however you want to do it. And we're about to add some birch trees. And if you're just now joining us, when I'm done, go ahead and rewind it and watch from the beginning, because I show you from start to finish. So this entire thing is from you downloading a free tracer. I'm not sure which tracer you'll get for free, but you have the option to buy all 10 if you want. Then you're going to be able to take it, use a graphite paper, trace it, print it, trace it, and then have a painting all done in a very short amount of time. We're only 21 minutes in, and this is from tracing it as well. This is all from the very beginning. Okay, so I'm going to take a bigger brush, and I'm going to put some birch trees in. So I'm going to grab just a little bit of white, and then just kind of start the process of bringing in some birch trees. Because this blue is a little bit wet still, I may have a little bit of a bluish tint. And you can make them a little thicker. And if I go over any of my pinks, I can always go back over. If I hadn't traced it, I would have just done, for those of y'all that are more artsy, if I hadn't traced it for y'all, but I really wanted to show y'all how you can trace it. All I would have done is done the blue, then the birch trees, then that over it, for sure. Oh, that's cool. Okay, good, Carol. She says, I'm glad you're doing it, girl. I've been playing around with that idea. Yeah, so you can use this example to kind of add to it. So this is the tracer. So if I'm nervous about birch trees, I could have just done snow dots. I could have done snow dots and not even messed with the birch trees. But like I said, I was inspired by one of our paint party headquarters ladies, and so I'm kind of making my own little version here. So a little bit of a birch tree is going to go right there. And you can see how fast these are. So let me know in the comments if you've painted your gnome. And if you haven't, are you going to download it? The link is in the description so you can do it this week. Because you'll see we're at minute 23 and this whole thing will be done. This should all be done by, I'm going to try to get it done by minute 30. So let me see. I'm going to focus and try to get it done. And again, if you're just now watching, welcome. Let me know if you're new. I'm just going to add some little like branches on this birch tree. And then in a second, we'll add some other fun stuff. So this is where I'm adding the details. Now, of course, in a practice paint party, you're not going to do it in 30 minutes or less. You're going to give you and your painters some more time than that. But for time's sake, because I know we're in a fast-paced world, especially online, I'm going to paint it a little faster just so y'all can watch the start to finish and it doesn't take you all day. Let me know if you appreciate that. Or if you're like, no, I'd rather you stay on for 2 hours. I used to stay on a lot longer with my lives. And it seemed like some people really liked it, but other people, I think in this TikTok world, like things to go a little faster. Like, okay, show me what to do and let me do it. Because you're ready to take action, which I love. Okay, so we have our birch trees kind of going here. In a second, I will add some black details to the birch trees. And it's okay if they're not perfect, because birch trees are not perfect. I mean, they're pretty perfect, but not in our painting world. Just get some on there. And then I'm going to go back to that pinkish color because I went over. This is why I love painting flat. Tonight, you'll see when I go live, I do bring easels for my paint parties. Sometimes, not all the time, but tonight I'll bring easels, and you can't get like the thickness. Like, see how I'm just blobbing the thickness on? You can't really get that thickness whenever you have it flat like that. Okay, let me see if there's any comments. Oh, just the right pace. Oh, that's good. Appreciating the faster painting. Oh, thanks, Beverly. Yeah, okay, so what we have going on here now is just some stuff happening. I'm actually going to take some black and start adding some detail. And this is still a very wet painting. So I'm going to go ahead and add some detail in here. And you can add, of course, any things to make it certain seasons, to make it certain looks. I'm actually making this kind of a winter. And you may think, depending on when you're watching this, and what part of the world, if it's cold where you're at or hot where you're at, but in the States, we already have Christmas going up in the stores, and it's not even summer. So I feel like Christmas in July is appropriate. Christmas in August is appropriate, but I'm a huge Christmas fan. So if you're a Christmas fan like me and listen to Christmas music all year long, will you please say, yes, that's me too, so I don't feel alone? My husband hates it. Oh my gosh, he hates it so much. But I am like Casey Musgrave's Christmas is one of my favorite Christmas albums right now. It's so good. I was listening to it yesterday, actually. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy, I know, it's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of get on this braid. Let me hit this with a quick little dryer. Just for 1 second so I don't make all the birch trees gray. And then while you're here, go ahead and click the link in the description and download. Yeah, Tammy says, I'm starting Christmas parties the beginning of September. I know. Christmas, we start early, don't we, in the paint party world? We start them early. I already have my snowman design for this year ready to go. Oh, yeah, Patsy says, that's where I go to music when I'm frustrated, and it helps. So, yeah, that's so... Yeah, I know. It just kind of chills me out, too. Something about Christmas music just makes everything feel like it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Yes, Tammy. Oh, my gosh. There's some new cool stuff happening this year I haven't told Paint Party Headquarters about yet. But you will definitely benefit, my friend. Oh, that's wonderful. Barbara says, I have my fingers crossed for a local library to support some paint party program and letting me use their meeting room to hold private parties. Awesomeness. Yeah, that's the thing, y'all. If you're, if you're new to watching, do the practice party. Literally do the practice party, and don't make it so scary when you're first starting. So like I said, if you're just now tuning in, I start from the beginning and show you exactly how to, you basically download the freebie in the description, which is in the description of these comments. You, after you download the freebie, I showed you exactly, you just print it. I showed you exactly how to trace it. And then I'm showing you how to paint it, how to change it up, make it your own a little bit if you want. But if you take the pressure off and you just do a practice party with a couple of friends and family. That's it. Just a couple of friends and family. It takes the pressure off. And now you've done one and you're not worried. You can go to the next step. You don't have to, go straight to booking it. Now, of course, we teach you how to book a party, profit every party. But if you're too nervous and you never start, then I'm never going to be able to help you make money doing this. If you're too nervous and you never start, because that seems too scary. So if that seems too scary, then just do this practice party and take the pressure off of you. Okay, there's nothing wrong with taking the pressure off a little bit and then just painting a cute little gnome out in the. Here, I'm gonna add some highlights to this braid. I have some other highlights too. Again, I'm painting this quick so you can see that it could be done, and just you can go from never have painted to have painted, not only painted a cute gnome, but painted something you're proud of in less than an hour. And so when you think, oh, it's going to take so much time, it's not. Don't let it. I have a paint party tonight, and I was like, oh, I want to do this for y'all. And I was like, oh, is it going to take time? Well, I don't have to let it. I could paint on this thing for 3 hours, or I could paint on this thing for 30 minutes. So in order to make sure I can do this and still be there for the paint party tonight, I was like, well, let me do it quick. I can just do a cute little gnome. All right, so let me know in the comments. Are you already teaching them, or are you going to do your practice? Your practice party. And give yourself some grace. And don't put so much pressure on yourself. It takes time. My first class was scary. Now that I did it, I am hooked. Oh, I love that. It's always scary. It's always scary at first. Oh, Cheryl says she's done lots of practice parties, but too fearful to do an actual party. Done them with my son and his wife and 3 young grandsons, also with friends. So what would y'all tell Cheryl? What could y'all tell Cheryl to help her not feel as scared? Anybody have any advice? I know we have some very well paint party people on the live right now. What's some advice you would give her? Because I would tell you to not let fear stand in the way. You know what you want out of this. If it's something you want, I never want to be, 95 or whatever age, God allows me to live to. I never want to be regretting. I never want to be in a place of oh my gosh, if I would have just tried that. I would rather try and fail, which, by the way, any type of business you're going to have failure. It's part of it. I think it's so crazy when people are like, oh my gosh, I tried 2 times and it didn't work. And now, y'all, I love you, but it takes a little bit more than 2 tries to make anything work, right? We don't give our kids a chance to walk, and if they didn't do it in 2 times, we're like, they're not walkers. They're not going to be walkers. No, we don't. We keep trying. And there's this myth going around that if we don't do something right the very first time, then we're failures. Y'all, that's not true. Not true at all. You have to practice. You have to get good at it. You have to fail. Meet the Robinsons is one of my favorite movies. Have you ever seen Meet the Robinsons? Let me know in the comments if you know that movie. And if you do, you probably know what I'm about to say about that movie. But Meet the Robinsons is one of my favorite movies because towards the end, they talk about, they're all about to have dinner and they're like, what did you fail at today? And then whenever, they say what they failed at, they all cheer. They're like, yes, you tried. And I think it's so, so important that we get in that mindset that failure is not a bad thing. Failure means you're out there going for what you want. Failure means you're not caring what the interweb says or what your family members say or whatever. You're going to try. You're going to paint a girl gnome and you're going to see if it works out. I mean, this is my first girl gnome and I'm just trying it with an audience. Deb says, I like that movie. Yes, it's so good. If you haven't seen it, it is so cute. It's called Meet the Robinsons. It's an old movie. It's a cartoon movie. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to make this like a version of me with long blonde hair. If only my hair was that long still. But yeah, so it's just like thinking about it differently. I've become so comfortable with failure. It's not that it doesn't sting a little when it happens, because I definitely have a lot of failures under my belt. But I also know because of those failures, I have success. Because of those failures, they've led me to the next thing. And so when you're thinking about it, stop putting so much pressure on yourself and literally just go, okay, what can I do today to get to that next step? And if it's literally downloading a free tracer, tracing it on a canvas, painting it, and then maybe having a practice party. You're not asking anybody for money. You're not trying to go to a venue. That can come, and that will come if this is what you're wanting to do. I promise you, I can help you with all of that. But if I can't get you to just download a tracer and to practice and to take a deep breath and believe in yourself and be okay if you fail, y'all, I promise you it's okay. Now, I have definitely failed at this heart. I'm gonna take a baby wipe and I'm gonna start this process again. But again, I didn't know it was gonna be a failure until I tried it. Now I realize I need to have something turquoise there. So I'm going to make a little present and just baby wipe that off. See? Failure. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Cheryl, how do you charge for a paint party? It depends. So if I'm doing something like this with like one canvas, it'll take us a couple hours. I would probably charge maybe 30 a person. If I'm doing 2 canvases, maybe 40 a person. But I wouldn't, charge a crazy amount. The normal price for like a 16 by 20 is $35. Normal price for 16 by 20 is $35. Some people charge 40, some people charge 30. I like to do $35 for a 16 by 20. Tonight, I'm doing a party of 18 and I'm charging $30 and we're doing an 11 by 17. So it's going to take about 2 hours for the party. So it'll be $30 a piece times, 18 people. So it's almost $600 for a couple of hours. Is there prep time? Of course there's prep time. But is it way more money than I ever made teaching? Yes, definitely. Okay, so I have a little bow. Let me add some white highlights to that and a little bit of an arm here coming out. So I'm hopeful that your takeaway from this is not only that you'll download the tracer, which it's in the description, so go ahead and download it, but my hope for you is that you will not take yourself so seriously. You'll give your chance a chance to fail, right? Give yourself a chance to fail. Give yourself a chance to fail so that you can succeed. Give yourself a chance to, dream about what you want this to look like. There's so many things right now where people are looking at only the negative. So if you find yourself in a conversation where all you're doing is talking about the negative, or the people you're around, all they're doing is talking about the negative, I want you to challenge yourself to think about who you're surrounding yourself with. Because it's kind of like that thing. If you say, oh, look, anybody ever buy a car, right? You buy a car, used, new, it doesn't matter what it is. But as soon as you buy it, all of a sudden you realize everybody has that same car. And it's because you weren't looking at it before. But now that you have one, you see them everywhere. So think about that. So if you're always talking about the negative side of things, if you're always thinking about the negative, what are you going to bring more of? You're going to bring more of negative. Yeah. Also worry about what people would think of me. Oh, anybody on here worry about what people will think of you? Ready to show of hands? I'm going to give you the best tip in the world. Okay. I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes of one of the best books I've ever read. Big Magic. If you're worried about what people will think of you, first off, by doing a practice party, you're not putting yourself out there where people are going to judge you. You're literally doing this in the comfort of your own home with a daughter, a friend, a family member. You're not charging. You're just taking the pressure off and having fun. So that right there should give you a little bit of a relief, right? Now, if you're still so nervous about what people will think, all of those things, I want you to first off remember, this is your life. Your life. And in that book, oh my gosh, if you have not read it yet, y'all, please read it. But in that book, it talks about how we can choose how we think about things. And there's a quote in there that changed my life. I read it in my late 30s. I'm 42, about to be 43. I read it probably around the age of 37, I would say, and it has changed everything for me. And here's what it changed. There's a quote in there where a lady talks about when you're at a certain age, when you're in your 30s, your 20s, you're really worried about what everybody thinks. When you're 30s, you're starting to figure it out. You're starting to not care as much, but you still care. In your 40s, you're starting to get a little bit, where you don't care as much. But in your 50s and 60s, especially your 60s, she talks about how you're set free. And if anybody's in their 60s, let me know if that's you. I'd love to know if it's true. But she said, and I've talked to a lot of people in their 60s, and they've agreed as well. You don't care. You do not care what people think when you're in your 60s. You could care less what they think. And so I started thinking to myself, well, if that's how it is, why not start living my life that way now? Why not care what people think and remember that it's my life and that I'm the one that gets to live it. And that if they care so much about what I think, let them. They can live that way, but people are busy. People are so busy. And oh, Tammy, I love that. I'm 58 and I've always been free. Yes, Cheryl says I'm in my 60s, and it's so true. So what I did was I was around 36 when I first started reading it. I started thinking, well, what if I lived like I was in my 60s, in my 30s? And what if I did not care what people thought and started living the way I wanted to live versus doing what I thought everybody else wanted me to do? And so that's really how my business, trusting in God and putting a lot of faith in God, but also knowing that this is the way I want to live. This isn't for anybody else. This is for me and my family. And I can sit here and be so anxious and worried about what other people are thinking. Or what if I just choose to live how I want to live? And I have a creative, art-filled life, and I get to do how I want to do it and not worry about somebody from high school or my family. Usually it's a family member. Am I right? Worrying about something else. Like, who cares? Live how you want to live. And I just think it's so important that we remember that. So if you've never read Big Magic, there's a lot of fun stuff in there, but that's one of the things that made me very excited about not worrying about what other people think. Yeah, that's a lot of it, Kay. It's talking about living your life creatively and on your terms. And especially for those of you that are going to do this practice party and you're going to, possibly do a paint party business. Here I am painting a winter painting and it's, around summertime. Well, y'all, those of you in the paint party business know that you can kill it. You know that you can make a year's salary in a few months if you go for it and not let things get in your way. But again, that's inner work that you have to do. I can talk to you about it. I can hopefully help motivate you, but you definitely have to do some inner work on that, because again, this is your life. You get to choose how you want it to be. I am choosing to live it creatively. I'm choosing to not be around people who are negative all the time. And I'm choosing to keep moving forward. And so I wanted to take a minute to paint with you. I wanted to show you how you can take the practice party, take the pressure off by doing a practice party, grabbing a couple of canvases. I show you from the beginning. So if you're just now joining, I show you exactly how to download the free tracer. I'm not promising this will be the free tracer. I'm not sure which one it is. There is a gnome tracer for free. So go ahead and click the link in the comments. Not in the comments, I'm sorry, in the description. Go ahead and get the free one. If you want to buy all 10, there is an option. You don't have to, but there is an option to buy all 10. So go grab that if you want all 10. And then do a practice party. Try it out and let me know how it goes. And if any of y'all have not ever texted me before, this is how I notify you if there's something cool going on, or if we have a Facebook Live about to happen, or a YouTube live about to happen. So you can screenshot this and go ahead and text Hey BFF. Text Hey BFF, and it's 817-373-5478. So go ahead and text me. And then all of y'all in Paint Party headquarters, I'll be showing y'all this tomorrow. It's a really cool horse with some stuff on it that I was inspired by. I'll let y'all know all of that information. I'll also be showing you this tomorrow too. So for all of y'all in Paint Party headquarters, know that we have some more fun stuff coming your way, and some secret stuff coming this summer. Yay! I'm so excited. Okay, let me know what y'all think. I hope you liked it. And remember, do your thing. Do your thing. Don't let other people stop you from taking action on something fun you want to do. All right, download the tracer in the description. I'll talk to you later.